Hey, good morning guys. Happy Monday, April 17th, 2017, and we're back again with more sneakers. Today, I've got a pair that I'm super excited about. Waited a while, took a bit to ship it, but I'm definitely excited to share them with you guys. But before we get into the shoes, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. The first thing I want to touch on a little bit is probably a bit controversial when it comes to the sneaker world, but I want to talk a little bit about bots and add to cart services. So for those of you who don't know, and I'm sure there's very few of you, but the majority of big hype sneaker releases are overrun and destroyed by people out there who are running bots to help acquire the shoes. Basically how a bot works is it's essentially software that you plug in all the data, credit card numbers, addresses, everything, and the bot just handles the whole purchase. Those of us who try to cop the shoes manually, we go online, we wait for release times, we check Twitter, we do all that kind of stuff, and then we get to the site and we try to manually check out and the site crashes and we get pissed off and we never get the shoes. Well, the bot takes care of all that. If the site crashes, it refreshes. If it doesn't go through the first purchase, it'll try again. It'll keep trying, it'll keep trying, it'll keep trying. And a lot of these bots run multiple pairs. So when Yeezys drop, or a collaboration with Adidas drops, or really hyped Jordans drop, I know these days Nike isn't super sought after still, but even clothing, Supreme and Bape and all these other big brands out there that everybody wants to acquire, Fear of God, all these big brands, the majority of the releases are handled by bots. Then we jump over to add to cart services. So what add to cart services are basically newfound companies that they know how to run bots on a whole different level to where they can acquire a customer base who pays them for their service fee. So the reason I'm bringing all of this up is because for this pair of shoes, I actually use an add to cart service. This is the first time I've ever done this, and this doesn't mean that I condone the use of bots or the use of the add to cart services or whatever else it is. I'll really leave that up to everybody. Everyone else has their own opinion on that, and that's not for me to tell you not to do it or for me to frown upon it. I just don't personally do it very often because I actually enjoy the fulfillment of manually landing a pair of shoes online, even though it doesn't happen as often as I would hope so. So with that said, this time around, I used a service called Soulstrike. I found out about them from a different YouTuber that I watch. His name is Hex. I'll link him down below. I'm a big Call of Duty fan, so for those of you that didn't know that, you know that now. He's actually the CEO, founder, owner of Optic Gaming, and that's, I'm a big fan of them. That's really has nothing to do with sneakers, but he had mentioned Soulstrike in one of his posts or one of his videos, and so I decided to check them out. They seem like they know what they're doing, so I gave them a shot, and obviously it turned out. They landed a pair of shoes for me. I'm really thankful that they did because this was a drop I didn't want to miss out on. I did try and land them manually myself, but obviously that didn't work out. So a few days later, I got a notice, an email that I had landed a pair via Soulstrike, and it was a pretty hefty fee, but it all worked out in the end. So I landed the pair, but I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. My feelings towards bots are, I'm not a huge fan of them just because I enjoy going after the shoes. I enjoy going online, I enjoy waiting for release times. That's part of the sneaker culture for me, I guess, and that's something that I personally enjoy. Other people don't. Other people would just rather use a bot and go on with their day and not waste the time when you don't land them, which, it makes sense. Like I said, I personally enjoy trying to land them myself manually, so I'll probably continue to do that. Another thing I forgot to mention about the add to cart services, most of them will charge you the fee up front, and then if they don't get you the pair, they'll refund you 100%. So, if the fee is not too high, and it's cheaper than resale, then that's cool. That's honestly a really cool way to get the pair. But nowadays, it seems like these services are trying to judge what resale is going to be after the release, and then they charge you the difference from resale to the fee. So it's almost like the sector's growing really big, really fast, and it's getting a little out of control and a little overpriced, in my opinion. So keep that in mind if you try this out. So lastly, before we get into the shoes, I definitely want to mention one more thing. About a week before these shoes came out, Yeezy Mafia on Twitter, I'll link them down below as well, they released an image which now obviously was just a mock-up of what these shoes were going to look like, or maybe what they thought the iteration was going to look like. I really wish the retail pair actually looked like this because these were insane. I'm going to show the picture right now, so take a look at it. As you can see, the Haven logo is on the heel cup, the 3 stars. I thought that would set it off because aside from the sole box release that I mentioned earlier, I don't think any other pair has had anything different on the heel cup except for Ultra Boost. I might be wrong about that, so don't quote me, but that really set the shoe off. And then aside from that, just really had a cool matte finish to it. You know, everything seemed to flow really properly. All the materials looked really good. And I'm not saying the retail pairs don't, but I just thought that mock-up looked insane, and I was really, really hoping that was the case. And then a few hours after that tweet, the real pictures came out. A lot of people were a little upset, didn't really like the retail pair online, and they still don't really like the retail pair. You know, a lot of people are hating on it, saying it's not the best release, but I like them from what I've seen. I haven't held them in hand yet. Let's open them up and check them out. After opening up the box, there's something I'm a little upset about, and I remember seeing it online and I was upset when I saw it, and now that I opened them, there's a few other Consortium drops that came with different boxes. They have a red box, a blue box, and then they've got the embossed gold writing on them and the Consortium Handshake. Just cool attention to detail. The box is a little better quality cardboard, and unfortunately these came in regular boost box. The regular boost box is cool, but that was just a bummer to see that. So start right there. Box tag, as you can see, these are the Consortiums from Haven, Uncaged. Let's open them up and take a look. And there they are. All right, so I'll deconstruct the shoe the best I can. Again, this is my first time taking a look at it, so pardon me if I miss anything or any specific detail, but I'll do my best. We'll go around the whole shoe. So the prime knit is actually the same as the Ultra Boost 2.0 models. It's the same gradient, but fortunately on this pair, it's all black. There's no different in the shades or the tones that run down, but you can still see the same pattern that runs along there. Second is the most obvious thing that sticks out on this shoe, and that's the all-terrain layer that they put all around the outside as well as right around the lace holes. And this has been on a couple other Ultra Boosts before this. I know the glow-in-the-dark ATRs. I believe there was a black 2.0 that received this right around the toe box. And the SNS collaboration that came out, I wanna say about 3 months ago. So that's cool. It's definitely something different. A lot of people didn't like it. I haven't really decided either way yet. I think it's cool when they do things different. I think it definitely makes the shoe unique and it changes things up. And that's, you know, change for me is something cool, especially when it comes to Ultra Boost, because I have so many pairs of them. So it's nice to have something that changes the norm. Next, we'll take a look at the heel cup. The heel cup is all leather. Both sides are leather, embossed Ultra Boost logo, and it's connected to the midsole the same way as the sole box, where they stitch it down basically and it runs along, you know, the outside right there, right on top of the midsole. Since we're here, we'll take a look at the heel tab. This is an addition that most Ultra Boosts don't have. Definitely a cool addition. Black to match, just like the rest of the shoe. Everything's murdered out. Definitely a cool addition. I like that a lot. And from the heel tab, we'll go to the tongue tag. So like on every Consortium pair, they've got the Adidas logo there, and then the opposite shoe will have the Haven logo, since these are in collaboration with Haven. On the reverse side, you've got the Handshake. That's the Adidas Consortium Handshake. Every time they do a collaboration with somebody, that gets thrown on this shoe as well. So while we're on the Handshake, pull out the insole. It says Consortium all over it. Also has the Handshake there with the Adidas logo. They've got a nice layer of leather right on top of the regular insole. Definitely cool attention to detail on this one. I really like that a lot. Handshake's Consortium all throughout, really cool. I like that a lot. I forgot to mention the tongue is actually outlined in leather as well. And as you can see, you've got the real leather tag right there that they throw on every shoe that includes leather. So that's another cool touch. Laces are flat, multicolor, black with what looks like silver. If not silver, it's a little gray. I haven't held these under light. I'm not sure if that's reflective or not. But like most Adidas laces, they are a little long for my taste. There are 2 eyelets here. Hopefully there's something I can do with the lacing. Oh, that's a bummer. That lacing's all chewed up right there. Take a look in the box, see if there's an alternate pair. That sucks, but regardless, laces look good. Extra eyelets. Hopefully there's something I can do with the lacing to where there's not too much left over. And I think the last big detail of this shoe is the outsole. The outsole on this shoe is black, but like on every colored boost, the boost isn't dyed black. It's just a layer of paint added to the boost. As you can see on the bottom, the boost still is white. There is a Continental outsole. The Continental logo is black, which is different than most. Black torsion system. Runs all the way back to the midsole here. And yeah, like I said, the boost midsole is colored black. It just is paint. And if you take a look at it, you can already see there is a bit of scratching right there. So I think with wear, this will rub off. I actually wanted to try and get 2 pairs of these because I wanted to remove the black and expose the white boost, because I think that would make the shoe look a lot better, similar to the photo we took earlier of that mock-up. So if I ever come across another pair or these start to chip and peel, I probably will just try and remove all of that. I'm not sure exactly what I would use to do that yet. I don't have any experience with customs, but I know it is possible. I know a few people have done it with other shoes, so that might be an option down the line. But that's the Haven Adidas Consortium Ultra Boost. Definitely gonna throw these on feet. Want to show you guys how they look. I want to see how they look. I'm pretty excited. Overall, just from first impressions, I'm pretty impressed. It's always nice to land a Consortium release. Like I said, this one was done with an add to cart service, so not as fulfilling as most, but it's still a really cool shoe. I'm really happy with it. I think Haven and Adidas did a damn good job. And I hope more companies that get to do collaborations with Adidas in the future do go above and beyond and try and make the shoe unique. You know, it's a bummer when they take an Ultra Boost and just make a different color. You know, we get different colorways from Adidas all the time. So it's nice when they go above and beyond. The ATR stripping, the leather tongue, the pull tab, the leather heel cup, the colored boost, which, you know, there's a ton of colored boosts out there now, but it's just really cool what they've done with this shoe. Really happy with it. So shout out to Haven, shout out to Adidas, shout out to Soul Strike. I'll link them down below as well. If you're looking for an add to cart service, they are reliable. You know, they will do what they can to get you your shoe, and if they don't, they will refund you 100%. So check them out. And guys, let's get these on feet. And until next time, I really appreciate you guys checking out the videos.
Motherfuckers know that they raps no good. Homeboy, yeah, they should. We was catching vibes heavy like a lasso. Always in the kitchen, Bobby Flay. Hey, trying to make a way, getting paid every day. Said, why not us? Why not now? Living in the Bennett for a minute, you a cop out. Young Ric Flair said I keep a high profile. Know I gotta go out when I'm about to make it out the city. Never, this my town, and I gotta hit forever from the 301, son. Where they gotta run for the funds for some months. Living on my own, have my clothes in the trunk. New in a bump, and I never had to fuss, cause I'm living after lux. Now these motherfuckers know why. People gon' say that we living to die. If you don't know what I'm doing, I'm making that shit till we stupid. And I don't want to hear about your ass, cause motherfucker, your ass is a nuisance. If you don't know, if you don't know, if you don't know, if you don't know what I'm doing, I'm making that shit till we gonna motherfuckers are stupid. And I don't want to hear about your ass, cause motherfucker, your ass is a nuisance. You never the hype, and fucker, we knew it. You never the hype, and fucker, we knew it. If you don't know what I'm doing, I'm making that shit till we gonna motherfuckers are stupid. And I don't want to hear about your ass, cause motherfucker, your ass is a nuisance. You never the hype, and fucker, we knew it. You never the hype, and fucker.